You'll rock.
It's West Coast Ramble. Tonight we've got Paladin frontman Dave Gonzalez, Chicago soulful rocker Bailey D, and another round of rockin' and reelin' with special guests Dave Stuckey and Tom Kenny, also known as This Guy. With your host, Big Sandy, Pope Paul, and me, Tom. It's West Coast Ramble. And we are up. What do you know, man? Hey, thanks a lot for tuning into West Coast Ramble. And we're live here, and we're going to get going here. We got a great thing going because we've got some great people on this show, and my good friend Paul is going to tell us who is on the show this week. Who do you got there, Paul?
All right, we have another Ameripolitan winner and amazing vocalist, Miss Bailey D from Chicago. I'm very excited she's going to be joining us. I got her 45 right here. She's awesome. Can't say more about her. And then we're going to be joined by guitar legend Dave Gonzalez of the Paladins. This is their first album here.
With a nice price.
That's right, with a nice price in Texas. I won't say what that is, but a killer guitar player, and we're going to have some awesome guests join us in our game, which we'll reveal pretty quick here.
And the other person, a part of our show, is the great Big Sandy. Great Big Sandy, what have you been doing this week, sir?
Well, I tell you, it's been an interesting week. Ups and downs with news amongst friends and so forth. But my day was just made right now. We thought something was lost in the mail, and I went in to go to refresh my drink, and the little piece of mail from Gail Espinoza that we thought was lost, it showed up. So if Gail's watching, I got it. I haven't opened it yet, but it's here. So I'm a happy man. Yeah.
And I'm personally, you might not care about what happened to me, but I'm going to say this. I got the Rona-virus. I'm supposed to be in Wyoming right now on a job, but they said stay home because you've got the Rona. And it's not so bad for me right now, but I'm worried about older folks, my parents and whatnot. So I do thank Angel for her prayers and your concern. Thank you, Angel, for that. That's very nice. And I want to thank the Chu family for bringing over some groceries to our house. Pretty nice community we got over here. Just wanted to say thanks to our friends. And so if you guys have any Rona questions, please go ahead and put it down there. Let's see. And also, all my crew guys who are in Wyoming, remember you get $40 a day per diem. So if you guys just maybe half of your per diem to donate to our show, that would really help us out. I'm not asking for much. And you can go to Venmo right over there, or you can go to PayPal over here. So Chris and Andy Vo, I'm talking to you. All right, hey, friends. Let's see what else is going on with this show. You about ready to do our game show here? It's called.
A lot of people are chomping at the bit.
There we go.
They can't.
It is. Oh, it's called. Hey, I'm at a loss for what is the name of our show, Robert?
Rockin' and Reelin'.
Let's roll the promo.
Get ready. It's the movie debate.
Celebrity panel, sir. Let's see. Of course, we've got Big Sandy is in our panel, and then we got our old friend coming back, Dave Stuckey. Hey,
welcome back. Third time on this.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Yes, and we've also got, of course, our judge, which is Paul. You're going to be judging our group here, and then our final contestant, the amazing Tom Kenny. Hey. Hey, what do you know?
Hey, everybody.
Now, of course. You might be asking, what are these guys doing here? We know Big Sandy. He knows a lot about music and about the 50s. Our movie we're going to cover is The Girl Can't Help It. Dave Stuckey knows a lot about movies and music. Of course he does. Kind of outspoken. What does Tom Kenny know, and who is Tom Kenny? Sir, please qualify yourself.
Tom Kenny is a guy that had both Big Sandy and Dave Stuckey play at his wedding 23 years ago.
Whoa.
And nowadays I do a lot of cartoon voices,
Most of which is the yellow guy with holes that lives in a pineapple under the sea. He's got a pet snail named Gary.
And he has a narrator that says 2 hours later. And Big and Adventure Time and a whole mess of other cartoons, everything from pre-K to Adult Swim.
That's killer. Wait, and you also have a band, sir. Quickly, what is your band?
I do. I have a way too big, the worst business model of all time, but the most fun you can have, a 12-piece soul band called Tom Kenny and the High Seas. Just a dumb bar band, but there's no bars anymore. I'm going stir crazy.
All right, guys. You know how this game is played. If you don't, we're not really gonna tell you. We're just gonna play it. But we're gonna talk about the movie. What's the name of the movie? The Girl Can't Help It. I'm gonna play the trailer. Give us 2 minutes so you can get a taste, wet your whistle on the movie Girl Can't Help It, rock and roll movie from 1956. Jane Mansfield, roll the promo.
Watch it.
You'll rock and roll yourself to the happiest time of your life with a sensational array of stars as the screen has ever assembled to delight you. That 7-year itch fellow, Tom Ewell. 7 million times itchier than before.
Oh, I've been in men's bedrooms before.
And man, oh, Mansfield. Jane Mansfield, that is. The terrific star of Rock Hunter in her first rocking role on the screen.
But everyone figures me for a sex pot. No one thinks me equipped for motherhood.
And Edmund O'Brien as the big shot who has big ideas for Jane.
You got 6 weeks to have her a star. You know, the first thing... 6 weeks? Oh, easy, Fats. It takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. She ain't Rome. What we're talking about is already built.
All of this, plus the greatest headline entertainers of the day.
Cry me a river.
Rock, rock, rock around the rock pile.
Don't you step my blue suede shoes.
Blue Monday, how are you, Blue Monday? Rockin' is our business, and rockin' is what we do. Oh yeah, rockin' is our business, and rockin' is what we do. Oh yeah, come on everybody, we want you to rock with us too. You tell me. Now we've got Don, Jack, Henry on drum, Jimmy on bass, Gene on piano, Bill Cliff and Clark to sing this jive. Come on everybody, get to join the line. Rockin' is our business, and rockin' is what we do. When this living doll takes off after the guy with the itch, you'll have yourself a ball at the rockingest, rollingest, roaringest shindig that ever made the screen jump with joy.
The dog can't have it. She was born to bleed. Can't help it. Rock, 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 rock.
Hey guys, and we are back. So that's the movie in a nutshell. Hope you guys understand it. And we are going to start with our game. This is how it works. We're going to go round the horn, sort of. And we're going to start with Big Sandy, since you are our local person. We're going to go with our first question.
Outspoken.
The movie, Girl Can't Help It. Question 1. Brief comment. What did you think of this movie when you first saw it? And what do you think of it now? Okay.
Well, this is one movie that is sort of the opposite of it is for me with a lot of other films. I like it a lot more now because I just was there for the rock and roll when I was younger, and I didn't like the three chuckles, or didn't really dig Johnny Olin, that approach to rock and roll. Yeah. But now I love it, all of it. So now there's so much more for me to stand back and enjoy. Yeah. Okay. Now, Tom Kenny, what is your brief comment, and what did you think of the movie when you first saw it, and what did you think of it now? Tom Kenny, go.
Yeah, Big Sandy is so right. I think when I watch it, I have it on a muddy VHS that I think I pulled off of TBS or some cable station back in the early days, and it's regarded as being the first rock and roll musical, the first rock and roll movie musical. And same thing, I watched it at first. I think when I first saw it, I was a little irritated. Oh, they're cutting out all the guitar solos, 20 Flight Rock and Gene Vincent and all that. Yeah. But now when you watch it, like Robert, I have a big appreciation for like all the acts in it. It's kind of like the Tammy Show in that even the lesser acts are really awesome. Like even the slightest act in it is kind of cool. Like you said, the 3 chuckles with a big accordion, like that. I would love to see that in a club. And Jane Mansfield is the, if I can use the term, titular star, and playing somebody without any real discernible talent, but her gangster girlfriend, kind of like Citizen Kane or whatever, wants to make her a career as a rock and roll singer, and he presses this kind of broken down alcoholic press agent played by Tom Ewell into the job. And in between, it's really just an excuse to hang these 17 or 18 musical numbers on in the course of a 90-minute movie. There's 17 or 18 musical numbers. And it's really great to see all those people. I'm going way longer than you did, Sandy. It's great to see those people in color. And think about what a huge thing it was for kids back then, rock and roll freaks, to see Little Richard, Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, just all those people in living, beautiful CinemaScope color. I mean, it was a big, supposedly it was a mind blower for Lennon and McCartney.
Color.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Tom Kenny. Now, cleanup man, Dave Stuckey. What did you think of this movie when you first saw it? And what do you think of it now? Dave Stuckey, go.
Well, then I was out of my mind that I was finally getting to see it. Just because you heard about it, you heard everybody that's in it. It's in color. It's in CinemaScope. And then now, I was blown away to see that it's just as great 40 years later. I mean, it holds up. It's like the first big budget rock and roll movie. It was kind of legitimizing because, you had those little Alan Freed drive-in movies, which were cool to see the stars and Chuck Berry and whatnot. But to see everybody in getting the full treatment, man, Frank Tashlin, big-time director who started in cartoons, made it all cartoony and colorful and amazing. So, I was going to say, Tom, last week we talked about Big Sandy when he went with all of his friends, couldn't wait to see La Bamba. Imagine being a kid in the 50s and this thing coming out. It must have just been, it must have just been an explosion. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Because, you forget that, the famous people, especially rock and roll people, weren't as ubiquitous then. You couldn't just log on and see them or they weren't on television a whole lot. So you go to this movie theater and there they are in this big movie screen and they just look great and they sound great. And the movie's full of great character actors. I was going to say what Dave did, that the director, Frank Tashlin, started out in Looney Tunes. So the movie's got a really cartoonish sensibility, and it's full of sex and dirty jokes and loud honking music and cool dancing, and it's kind of I think the original movie of Hairspray by John Waters, in that it kind of simultaneously makes fun of rock and roll, but it's also very loving about it. It also gets why rock and roll is awesome and why you can kind of make fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Now that leads us to our next question, but we're going to stop with Paul. Paul, without naming the name, how are we going on our panelist? Who's winning?
We have a pretty clear winner. Not winner. We have someone way ahead, someone in the middle, and someone way behind.
Okay. Well, what do you know about that?
We are going to. Hey, friends, stick around because we're going to reveal the winner of this very friendly debate. Next question. Yes, sir.
Thanks for narrowing that down,
Paul. This time, we're going to start. Let's start with Dave, if that's okay. We're going to mix it up. Everyone gets a different turn. Now, right. Dave, what was the most risque scene / gag line for the time? It's 1956. What was the most risque gag or line, sir?
Well, the movie is packed with them, and they're virtually all at Jane Mansfield's expense. Even though she's the stereotypical 50s hourglass, it's blown up to bigger than life. She's still charming as hell. She's just so cute in this.
Especially by the beach.
The gag, the one that I can't even believe is in the movie, is the gag with the milkman and the exploding milk.
Oh, guy.
How could that have even made it? It's amazing.
It's
You're so right, Dave.
A C shot on the screen.
Yeah.
I won't say it. I can't even say it now, but they showed it.
Yeah. And not a high seat
floating out of the milk bottle.
Oh,
awesome.
I didn't get it.
Good. Hope you never do.
We're almost tied all the way up now.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Big. Let's do. Let's do Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny. Okay. What was the most risque scene, gag, or line in the movie, sir?
Well, milk bottles, creamy white fluid exploding out of a milk bottle when Jane Mansfield walks by is not even that's not even a double entendre. I don't even know what to call that. But also she says so many things, and like you said, Dave, she's so charming. In fact, my wife, who watched the movie with me for this, said, "Wow, I think she's better than Marilyn Monroe. I think she's like she's like a great comedian, and it kind of makes you feel the tragedy that they never quite found another vehicle like that for her where she could really let her comedy chops play. She's really funny. She's really likable. She looks great, obviously, and she keeps on smiling despite the fact that girdle must have been extremely painful, like that corset she's wearing. And I like when she says, everybody thinks I'm a sex pot. They don't think I'm equipped for motherhood. And he's like, oh, you are. You're equipped for motherhood. Just great.
And they just leave for Tom Ewell. They just leave. He doesn't even respond. They just a take on his face when she says that.
And he's great in it too.
They fade out. Yeah,
he's great in it too, and he doesn't overplay the desire, the horniness thing. You know, like he's kind of trying to tamp it down because he doesn't want to get killed because she's a gangster's girlfriend. And I just think he's terrific. She's terrific. It's funny. This isn't even really a debate because we all love the freaking movie so much.
All right, then.
True.
Big Sandy, what was your most risque scene, gag, or line, sir? Big Sandy, go.
Well, I thought, Barry, the paperboy, had a few, to me, that were just a little bit more risque. There was a ton, like Dave said, a ton of this kind of dialogue throughout the movie, but just the fact that a kid was saying it, now it happens in every kid movie now all the time. Then I think, wow, well, they're having a kid say that. So Gary Gordon would said, like, if that's a girl, I don't know what my sister is. Then to me that's the like. Of course, a kid wouldn't say that then or now. I don't think, but still, it was a little more wow. I mean, because the writing is pretty funny, but to have a kid say that, I think that was unusual. Kind of stood out, so made it that much more risque for me.
I probably would have thought it, but I developed early. I could grow this beard when I was 9.
Well, I'm sure. Yes, we think those things, but we don't express it in that way.
Yeah.
Or at least I did.
When Ellie Mae Clampett would come down the stairs of the Clampett mansion, I would think unholy thoughts.
Yeah, well, like.
Oh, stop that!
What was that?
It was Julie Newmar. Hey, Paul, how are they scoring now, sir?
All right. We have a clear winner so far, someone ahead, and 2 ties now.
Okay, that means we need to go to question number 3.
Who wore 2 ties? Who wore
2 ties? Sounds like my closet. Hey.
Question number 3. If your band was in the movie, what scene would you want it to be in? For example, like Gene Vincent in the rehearsal hall or Little Richard in the nightclub. Which setting would you like to see your band play at in a real place? Go, Big Sandy.
Okay, this is something that I have thought about and did think about before and sort of made happen, like throughout the whole movie, really. But I think probably mostly if you look at that scene with the 3 chuckles, I was going for that, and that's what I had in my mind. But if you think of the cover of Jumping from 6 to 6, with the curtain, with the colored lights, and that really shiny floor in front of it, and that's what I had. That's what I had in my mind. We didn't completely pull it off, but that's what when I was used to watch that movie, I thought, like, of course we all wanted to live in that world that movie so beautifully painted. Yeah. But I felt good that I actually had a chance to kind of do that. That's what I was thinking anyway. I don't know if I pulled it off, but that's where I was coming from for the cover of Jumping from 6 to 6.
Yeah, after watching that movie, I figured that. Dave Stuckey. Where? Let me see. What was my question? If your band was in the movie, what scene would you like it to be in, sir?
I would like. I mean, first of all, I can't even picture myself in that world because it's just too. It's too much like heaven, like my version of heaven. But
that's cool.
I would like the band to be set up on the sidewalk when she makes her entrance past the milk truck and all that, playing the tune. I would love to be doing that. I mean, it's just, but I can't. That's one of those you can't even.
But it's one of the great scenes in movie history. I mean, that whole.
It really is. It really is.
My good. The song matches the scene, or every little moment is. Oh my God!
Was that Warner Brothers Studios? You guys are Hollywood guys. Was that Warner Brothers?
That was MGM.
It was MGM. Yeah.
They probably still have the street there, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I guess we could if we could get on the lot.
Yeah.
But it's just so. Like she starts, and
there's probably not that much going on there now.
No, that's true. Fair point. But you remember when that scene comes on, and you just go, okay, like this is what you're waiting for in the movie. Is that scene particularly? And the guy and the neighbor, I have to say the other great gag is the neighbor getting his mail and he looks up to see his legs. And they do the cartoonish, his glasses break.
Yeah.
It is so cartoon, but it's perfect, man. That's a throwback to his cartoon days, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny.
Because those are animated, like the cracks are animated on his glasses.
Yeah.
So it's a cartoon with a live dude. It's yeah.
And then Dave, if you're like me, you think of the guy that drew the cracks on the glasses. Like, that was some guy's job. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this guy looks at this girl, she's beautiful. His glasses just, and then, okay, I can do that. Like everybody's got a job in Hollywood. Yeah.
We'll save that part for the podcast, though.
Hey, Tom Kenny.
Special guest next week.
Tom Kenny, if your band was in the movie, what scene would you like to be in, sir? I know you got a full band. Yeah, if your band.
It'd have to be a pretty big set.
You got like 20 guys.
I would have to say the scene
where Edmund O'Brien is in the bathtub. No, I'm kidding. I think, this is kind of a cheat, but when you see Little Richard and Fats Domino in this movie, which of course are just great favorites of all of ours, and just like, I cry when I see them. When I see those scenes, I'm like, my eyes just water because it's just so beautiful. I want to be there so bad. But their bands, Little Richard's Upsetters and Fats Domino's band, in both the scenes that they're in, are so great. And I just want to be in the scene with them so I can talk to those guys and see those guys. And, it's just unbelievable.
That relates to another one of my answers later. But that,
okay.
We're all with each other on this whole thing, man.
Okay, guys.
I know, it's all point, no counterpoint.
Okay, hold on, guys. We're gonna move it along now. Now, Paul, quickly, how are we doing on our scores here?
Man, all right. There's somebody is ahead, and then one point behind, and 1 point behind for second and third. It's very close.
The suspense is killing me.
Tom Kenny is losing.
All right.
Okay, friends, here we go. Here's our last question before the lightning round, and please make your answers brief.
Okay.
We're starting with Tom Kenny.
I can't do that.
What bugged you about the movie, Tom Kenny? Go.
What bugged me about the movie? Some beautiful jukeboxes were destroyed.
Oh, I felt the pain there. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I felt that pain. Where they're throwing jukeboxes out of windows because the mob is moving in on the jukebox racket. It's just like, no.
I think only 2 are actually destroyed on the screen. But
can I say this jukebox over here figures prominently in the movie? This very model of jukebox is in the movie.
Well,
wow.
20 points extra for reenacting the destruction of it.
I'm like, I have that one.
All right.
Big Sandy. What bugged you most about the movie, Big Sandy? Go.
Well, this goes back to when I was a younger person. The biggest things about the movie at the time that bugged me were all focused around Eddie Cochran. Like Tom mentioned, the guitar solo getting cut out. Like you went and then and the fact that what we saw of him was limited to that TV set. Well, there's another element of that. The biggest part of that is that they were insinuating that he didn't have a good voice or something because they're like,
he's not a trained singer.
But I remember as a teenager thinking, wait a minute, they're insulting him. They're insulting Eddie Cochran. Yeah. So that really got me riled up.
Yeah. Okay.
But they don't go all the way and say that he can't sing. He's not a trained singer. They don't
have a trained voice. Well, we know what they meant.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Dave Stuckey.
I'm okay with that.
Dave Stuckey, what bugged you about the movie? Dave Stuckey, go.
I would say, though Bobby Troop, wrote the amazing title track, the great Bobby Troop, and he also unfortunately wrote Rock Around the Rock Pile, which is so cringeworthy. But I have to say the main thing is that the movie is not twice as long. That's really the main thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Dave, can we make a point here?
99 minutes.
Can we make a point here that Julie London was married to both Bobby Troop and Jack Webb?
Yes, exactly. Although they were not married yet. Troop and
that was in between. That was in between. They had just.
It was kind of in between.
They had just divorced the year before.
Oh.
And while we're talking about that, let me just say
both of them.
Yeah, but think about this, Tom Ewell. what kind of great career did Tom Ewell have? In 2 years, he co-starred with Marilyn Monroe as a love interest and Jane Mansfield as a love interest, and got serenaded by Julie London in as an apparition. I mean, who wants a better career than that?
Every dude's fantasy.
And I think that's where those films work. Another reason, because he's just like this everyman, sort of just like, one in this movie, a drunk, and just but every guy said, "Man, oh my God, that could be me," or "I wish it was me," or "Why can't it be me?"
Right. I was
okay. Next, lightning round.
Okay, lightning round. Paul, hey, Paul, quickly.
I'm kind of ugly. I have big ears. I like to drink. That could be me.
Paul, quickly. How are we doing?
We still got a first place, second, and third, all separated by just 1 point.
Unbelievable. Okay. This is going to do it. Lightning round. One answer. Here we go. I'm just going to start with Big Sandy and make my way around. Favorite line by Big Sandy, go.
Obvious one, but ask my agent, because I still hear it said, and I instantly know. Oh, you know that movie? It's sort of like a little code little phrase. You know the movie? And
Dave Stuckey, favorite line.
Well, I was going to try to resist one of the 10,000 boob jokes in the movie, but Sandy took my answer. My favorite line was about Eddie Cochran. See, he ain't a trained singer. Not quite saying he can't sing, but saying that he's the same as Georgie for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's the same. She can't sing at all. Anyway, I think that's just.
Okay.
But that's just it's such of a stretch of a plot point just to work it in.
Yes.
Just to get.
Yeah.
Just to get.
Poor Eddie just had to go along with it.
Okay, Tom Kinney, favorite line.
But then she actually can sing, so maybe he does like Eddie Cochran.
Oh.
And of course, let's not forget the car accident with Gene and Eddie both in it. That kind of makes the fact that they're both in this movie kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I would have to say it's not really one line, but take it easy, Fats. Rome wasn't built in a day.
What?
Well, she ain't Rome. What we're talking about is already built.
Yeah. Okay, now remember this is the lightning round, guys. We got to go
what
fast.
What a lightning round it is.
Okay, this time we're going to start with Dave. Dave, best band in the show.
Well, the Treniers, and the Treniers would be my three choices.
Big Sandy.
They're powered in this movie. It's amazing.
Julie London for me, because at that time when I first saw it, I already knew rock and roll. So when you first hear the bass line coming in, and you hear Barney Kessel's guitar, and then she appears like a ghost. It was a world I didn't know about. So to me, it's like as a kid, it's like, what is this?
Tom Kinney, best band.
I would have to say in the kind of the opening scene where Tom Ewell is checking out acts to sign, and Nino Tempo jumping around, blowing on his saxophone, just laying on his back and freaking out. And we have talked, the three of us have talked. We've all met Nino Tempo. He's still with us and still a beautiful guy. And I just had lunch with him before the pandemic.
Whoa.
Me and my friend Andy Paley. And so I got to say Nino Tempo, got to give him some props.
Right on. Okay. Most memorable character, Big Sandy, go.
The Barry, the paper boy, Barry Gordon. When I first saw the movie on TV with my dad, I was about the age that he was, and I thought, well, look at that kid. He's saying like dirty things and hanging out in my mind, thinking he got to hang out with Little Richard and Fats Domino. So that was mine.
Yeah.
Dave Stuckey, what most memorable character?
It's hard, but I'll give extra props to Mousy, who sidekick, because that's Henry Jones, who also gets points because he's the creepy caretaker in the Bad Seed.
Oh,
remember that? I know what you did, little girl.
Great actor, great character.
So great.
Tom Kinney, most memorable character, sir.
I should mention that when I was first getting to know Dave Stuckey, he found a dog wandering around in the parking lot of the Palomino Club in North Hollywood and named it Henry Jones.
Wow.
So,
yes.
So
Henry.
Right?
Henry.
So I would have to say my favorite character in the movie. Three favorite characters in the movie: Jane Mansfield and her two.
Oh,
friends.
hey, come on now, hey. Last question. We're starting with. We're going to start with Tom Kinney. Hey, what's the closest club you've been to that actually resembles one of these nightclubs in the movie? Have you ever been to a club where everyone's dressed up like that and around?
Right. That's where you can tell that the guys didn't have firsthand experience with rock and roll, right? Where everybody's kind of like at a nightclub. And I would have to say the Iguana Club in New York, seeing Vince Giordano and his Nighthawks in New York City that actually did have a dress code and stuff like that, and they were playing like 20s and 30s a hot jazz of the type that Dave plays now. And that was it.
Dave Stuckey.
Well, cool nightclubs are like the Dead Sea Scrolls these days, but I would give props to either the Cicada Club downtown or Clifton's downtown. They're both pretty. I mean, they're original spots.
Yeah.
So they get that, and I would see one of those.
Right on.
Dave, can I say? I was going to say Clifton's, but I figured that I would leave that for you.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Big Sandy, I know you've been all around the world. What club resembles something like this in the movie?
Well, to me, there's none that match that world exactly, but it's the closest in my lifetime was during the 90s when the swing thing was kind of really happening. Like it could have been just about like a handful of different clubs in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, from Bimbo's to Cafe du Nord but people would get dressed to the nines, and you could imagine you were living it, even though they were focusing on a different era. It was just you could imagine you were living at a different time where people used to get dressed up. And anyway, so
Right on. Okay, that concludes our game. Hey, Paul, who won this thing? Please start with number 3 first, then second, then first. Please go.
Humiliate me.
We unfortunately, guys, we got a tie for second and third here.
That's okay.
Who are they?
At 29 points, we got Dave and BS, Big Sandy, tied at second and third.
Oh.
And just to be honest, Tom
I'll buy you an Italian beef, and you buy me an Italian beef. Okay?
Hey. I have to say, Tom ran away with this pretty early, and it was hard to catch up with him. But you guys got very close.
That's just because I talked the most.
Yeah.
Actually, so Tom, you got 30 points.
Oh.
I cut off some of your points because you went over your time, but you
still
got 30.
But he did go the extra mile. If you only know what that really meant.
Hey, thank you guys
Sandy,
for this.
Cafe du Nord was Market and 14th.
Yes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. That during that time, and some of those places there.
That was a great club. I used to live in San.
Okay, guys, we got to move on. But before we get going, Dave Stuckey, what do you got going on this week?
I'm still doing my 10 Tunes on Tuesday at 2 on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and I'm gonna be on with Casey McGill on Thursday night.
Right.
I think that's about 5 Casey's cocktail hour, and we're gonna have fun there too. That's what we got.
All right. Well, thank you for doing our game. And Tom Kenny, what do you do for a living, and what are you going to be doing this week?
I make funny voices and hope the check's clear, but I would say that
that's racist.
The biggest thing coming up is the biggest thing coming up is that the SpongeBob movie that was supposed to be in movie theaters on May 22nd and then got pushed to July and then August 4th looks like it's now going to be released on CBS All Access on August 4th because who knows what's happening with movie theaters. So the third SpongeBob movie, August 4th, coming to a television screen near you.
All right. Hey, thank you very much, guys, for playing our game. I forget what it's called.
I love you guys.
Reelin.
I love you guys, man.
Too,
hey.
bro.
Yes.
And I have to apologize to Kevin Stewart and to oh no.
Yeah.
There's so many people to apologize to.
And to Lance Soliday, who both had questions for you, Tom. That even though, but I'll just say that they send their love. One wanted to know about the Cramps, and that episode of SpongeBob, and Lance wanted to hear about how you ended up in that Smashing Pumpkins video with your beautiful wife.
Can I answer one of those questions really fast?
Take your pick.
Sure, go for it.
So the way that the Cramps, or at least Lux, wound up on SpongeBob.
This is for Kevin Stewart.
The way that Lux Interior wound up on SpongeBob was that the Foo Fighters were supposed to write a song and be on SpongeBob, and then they didn't. Then they didn't come through, and they said, "Do you know anybody else that has that kind of rock and roll street cred? I don't know the Foo Fighters or Dave Grohl or whatever." And I said, "Well, I know." The Cramps, I don't know if they would do it. I know Lux and Ivy. And they said, yes, if you can get Lux to do it. And so Lux actually pulled their fat out of the fire because I had said, I was like, well, the Foo Fighters, they're really blowing up. Rule number 1, do not give a rock star homework. They're rock stars because they didn't do their homework. And Lux and Ivy totally came into Nickelodeon Studios on a Saturday and recorded that song, Underwater Sun. and pulled our fat out of the fire, and we're so much better, I think, than the original idea would have been. So
Totally.
So that's how that happened, and we'll get to the Smashing Pumpkins one some other next time I'm on, if Tom ever lets me.
I hope you can come back, my friend.
Oh,
We would love to have you
please.
back.
Yeah.
Smack a
Can I
hand.
come on again?
Yes, sir.
But usually, I know how this sort of thing works. And Dave,
I can't come on, can I?
what's up?
I'm not coming on again, am I?
Let me check with Dave. Is that cool? No. Is it cool if we have Tom back?
I would love it. All right.
All right,
We
guys.
hang out together anyway.
We better run, guys.
All right, guys. We're going to get to our next guest.
Thank you
so
very much.
much.
Hey,
We'll
come
see
back,
ya.
Dave.
Say goodbye.
Great. Hi, Bailey. Hey, Dave.
Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you later. Bye. And hey, there we go. Man, I can't believe I just said goodbye to those guys. Great. But you know what, friends? We got some more show to go. And wasn't that a lot of fun? I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. But
Hey, let's let and if, along the way, if you can let Dave Gonzalez know that we're running a little bit behind, and I'm going to let Jim Heath know for his show that we're going to go right to the wire.
Jim's watching.
Oh,
Jim.
good. Hey, Jim. I love you. I love you.
Jim, we're gonna make this work, and everyone's gonna go see the Jimbos right after our show. So make sure you go to Stage It and go pick up your ticket for if there's any left. StageIt.com.
Actually, last I looked, there was go check it, see if there's tickets left.
All right, friends. That means we're going to get right next to our next guest, and she's about ready. It's Bailey D. But I wanted to roll a quick video of her bop flick, so you could kind of take a look and see what this gal sounds like and looks like. Here we go. Here's Bailey D. on her bop flicks video.
I like to stay out every night. If I will, my baby, there's gonna be a fight. Then I try to be quiet when I come in, but I still got a good music rolling in my head. I did the tip-a-toe.
Hey, so that's Bailey D, and we're back with her. So I want everyone to please smack a hand for Bailey D. Here she is. Take a look. Hey, Bailey D.
Hey. You know what?
Yes, sir.
Bailey.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
There's certain friends I get to see every now and then. This way, I haven't seen you at all, like online, or have you been kind of laying low during this?
I have.
lockdown?
You know, it's hard because there's so much going on in the world, right now, and it's hard to comment on a lot of it, because it's just so much deeper than what I can really understand, and that really goes for everything. But it's.
But you're doing all right.
I'm doing all right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
yeah.
well, because you and I did, the other day we did it's just an initial check, and just there she. When I saw you just said it was almost like seeing you in person, not quite, but anyway, thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah.
This
And
is Tom, that's Paul.
That's what's so nice about the pandemic is that we all have much more time to play guitar, which is what we like to do. So it's been nice just to brush off old songs and look through videos that we played forever ago, and so it's nice for the extra time for sure.
Tom, I think you had a question.
Well, actually, I keep watching the feed, and people are saying, "Oh, beautiful hair. Oh, on top of that, Bailey is a great swing dancer," and you've got a lot of fans out there. Where have you been playing, Bailey? Where all these people would see? Do you do the festival circuit, or where people see Bailey D?
No, I think a lot of them are my friends that I'm.
Oh, I see. It's all inside job.
Thanks, Mom.
No, and I pay a lot of people. I have a lot of people on the payroll. It's all about marketing now. No, I'm so lucky to have been able to play all over the world. I never ever. I started playing music to play in bars. I just always wanted to play for dancers and get free drinks, and that was my big draw for playing live music. And it's just been such a treat to be able to go and meet some of my heroes, Dave Stuckey being one of them, Robert Williams being one of them, people that got me into this music in the first place, and now I get to call them friends, so it's such a treat. It's so nice.
Well, Bailey, that's cool to hear you talking about you being a fan of other people. But Paul, he told me like, oh, she's gonna be on the show. I have her records.
Oh, so sweet.
I'm gonna send it your way. Talk to our friend here, buddy.
Yeah, I've been listening to you before I met you. I just heard of you on Spotify and stuff like that, or on YouTube, Botflix. We've crossed paths for the first time about 2 years ago at the Ameripolitan Awards. I was wondering, give us your take on what that was. You're a former winner, right?
Yeah.
So, tell us about that.
Absolutely.
The funny thing is I got really, really sick with like a stomach bug the year that I won. And I was in the hotel room the entire time. And I had been nominated a few other times, and I was up against some really strong competition, and I just figured that maybe this was another year that I'd be passed over, so I was safe. And then all of a sudden my phone started just blowing up, just going crazy, and in my stomach bug, I looked at it, and they were like, "Oh my God, you won!" And
really?
it was.
That's how you found out? Somebody just sent you a message?
Yeah, it was it's such an honor, really, because you're among your peers and your friends and everyone that's kind of, doing the same thing. I think everybody should win every single year, because the amount of crap that working musicians have to go through, it's nice to be just noticed. You feel like you're just kind of in it alone, and then all these people from all over the world kind of come together, and they're like, oh yeah, that venue sucked for us too, and it's just nice to kind of be around everybody and talk about your problems, your triumphs, your everything.
Well, I'll tell you. I wanted to ask you something just real quick. If there was there somebody that like, it's wonderful to hear like that kind of response from your peers, but we all have somebody who came before us that maybe was an inspiration, whether it be on recorded disc or an actual musician. Is there one person that kind of was a shining light, a guiding light?
There's honestly a lot of people. I'm an orchestra nerd. I'm a cellist. I'm a classically trained cellist. I came up in choir and orchestra, and my first record that I remember, my mom gave me, and it was just kind of a leftover record that they found in the basement or something, and I think it really like encompasses me, and it's the Dolly Parton sings Jerry Lee Lewis.
What?
Wow.
And I remember I was so young. I think I was like 5 or 6, and I was just like, what is this? Rock and roll, the sassy lady singer.
That makes sense. Some of the swagger and some of the that makes sense in my mind.
Yeah, and then I really got into, when I was also young, my parents were always very open. Like, they would take us to the CD warehouse, and they'd give us $20 or something, like, go nuts. I always loved that. And I ended up getting an Etta Fitzgerald record, an Etta James record, and I just remember being like so moved by these voices. Music's always been a very just a soft spot for me. I think it's one of the most important things that us as humans like share with each other. It's a universal voice. You share emotions just through song, and I just have always loved connecting with people like that. So these powerful women that I didn't know who they were, but they really inspired me. And I ended up getting a job at like a guitar store in Michigan called Elderly Instruments. They're legendary for rare and funky instruments. But there's a lot of great musicians there. They had a great used CD section, and I got hired originally to sell violins and just ended up loving guitars. But in the used CD section, I found Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys Jumping from 6 to 6. Oh. I found Dave Stuckey's Get a Load of This. Uh-huh. I found a which blew my mind. I thought they were old records, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just so cool. And then I ended up reading the jackets, and I'm like, oh, these guys are from California currently. Who are they?
Still.
Yeah. And then I found a Four Charms record, which Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Just legendary Chicagoans, royalty, I think, of music. Honestly, just royalty. The band members are all still playing now. Joel Patterson, Jimmy Sutton, Jim Barclay, the drummer, and the sax player John Doyle. They're just monsters. They're just
stellar artists.
So then I was just like, I have to move to Chicago. I have to meet these people. They're playing music now, and that is why I moved here. Wow. And I still live here, and I get to play with them now, and I get to play with my heroes. Huge shout out to Dave Stuckey. You're the winner in my eyes. But yeah.
And I'm not even offended. But I'm telling you, I'm looking at my feed here, and people are saying, "Hey, okay, I want to hear her though." Like,
yes,
we have a lot of your friends who want to hear. Bailey, would you mind maybe playing and singing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they say I'm a sex pot, but I play guitar too. So, thank you, friends. Well, I wanted to do, since I'm on the West Coast Ramble, I want to do a West Coast song. Roy Dixon, one of my very, very favorite California transplants from Texas originally, Mr. Magnificent. And I also want to shout out Kid Ramos, who brought him back in '96, and they did a concert together with like Pine Top Perkins, Henry Gray. It was just so cool. I'm honestly so honored to know Kid Ramos as well.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm gonna do.
His family's watching right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jaylene, Kid. Oh, I love all of you. I'm so honored to know so many talented people. So this one's called "Hey Bartender." Yeah. Went ballin' the other night. Started drinking, got real tight. Blew one in on my friends. Had some fun, I had to blow again. I said, hey, bartender, hey, man, let me hear. Draw one, draw two, draw three more glasses of beer. I saw a chick sitting at the end. Asked her if we could be friends. You're looking just as sweet as can be. Come on over, baby, have a drink with me. I'm saying, hey, bartender, hey, man, let me hear. Hey, draw one, draw two, draw three more glasses of beer. We were having so much fun. Didn't know it was 1:30. Was that down to have one more? Well, I looked up, it was almost 4. I said, hey, bartender. Yeah, I said, hey, bartender. We'll draw one, draw two, draw three more glasses of beer. I'm getting jukebox playing and everything. All the cats began to sing. I heard somebody call. One last chance for alcohol. I'm saying, hey, bartender. Well, I'm saying, hey, bartender. Come on, well, draw one, draw two, draw three more glasses of beer.
Hey, Bailey.
Yo.
Let's pretend the song is still going. I want to hear a little more picking. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I wish I have such talented guitarists around me. I want to give them a chance to play, but
you are a badass.
You kick ass. Yeah.
know what? You move me so much. No, I know a lot of guitar players that are, and they are super talented.
Hey guys.
Hey
guys. I'm sorry. We're gonna Bailey. I apologize, but we're gonna move along a little bit. Thank you for the song, and thank you for talking to us. And I apologize. Our show just went a little bit long, but I want to. Can you please come back to West Coast Ramble and do more? You are, like I said in our thing, you are a peach, if I can use that term.
Yes.
Bailey, I want to tell you really quick.
Beautiful voice.
I listen to Last Lonely Night at least once a week. It's so good. It's such a good arrangement. I love it. It's such a good song.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dry your eyes, baby.
Bailey's it, man. You're it.
He is. Thank you, Bailey.
Thank you so much for having me. What an honor. I love you guys, Paul, Tom. You sweet Robert Williams. I just love you so much. You're my sweetie.
Can you call me Lubbock? Lubbock. Thank you.
Lubbock.
I said Lubbock. Anyway.
Thanks, Bailey.
Thank you so much, Bailey D. Everyone, Bailey D, smack a hand for her.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Okay, that was Bailey D, and that leads us to our. Man, we've got a jam-packed show, and thank you very much, man. We just got so much stuff going on.
We're good, buddy.
Are we doing good? Okay,
you're good.
Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have. Maybe you heard of Dave Gonzalez. Maybe you heard of the Paladins. Maybe you haven't. Which would be weird. But we have Dave Gonzalez is coming up next, sir. And thank you very much, Big Sandy. How did you get a hold of all these people like that?
I tell you what. These are all people that I respect dearly and have a mutual friendship, just musical connection. And I feel like I'm blessed to have them on our show.
You are. And friends, while we are waiting to get Dave up here on the system, I'm going to play a little bit of 30 seconds of Dave rocking on the guitar. Notice the way he stands and the faces he makes and how he pulls the strings. This is what makes it awesome. I love it. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that was Dave Gonzalez, and this is the guy that's playing the guitar right here. This is Dave Gonzalez. Smack a hand for him. Hey, Dave Gonzalez.
Hey, how you doing? Howdy.
Oh man, my buddy.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Big Sandy.
Hey, man. Thanks for doing this, my friend.
Sorry to cut your girl off, Bailey. She was great. We were watching you all on the other screen, but it's so hard to squeeze it all in until keep the clock rolling. So let me ask you guys, what's happening there? You want to ask a couple questions? Or
Tom's just raring to go.
Okay.
All right, come on.
Dave Gonzalez, here's my number one thing as a guitar player and the guy who tried to play like you back in the day. At what point, like you've got the LA Rockabilly album, and it's all really fast, the song that you guys did. But then when I saw you in '86, you were really good and had all this blues stuff. At what point did you get really good as a band? Did you notice it, or did it just happen over time?
Well, just as Bailey said, and I'm going to say the same thing, I always got a chance to play with really great musicians. And, when we put our first band together, the Paladins, Thomas Yearsley, Gus Griffin, Wick Broadley, and we had no idea what we were doing. We just loved old records. We loved B.B. King and we loved Buck Owens, and we got a chance to come up there to play at the LA Rockabilly, and we started meeting all these other people like Dave Alvin, Billy Zoom, and Art Fine put the whole thing together. Robert, you remember those good old days, and that's when we went like, whoa, how do all these other people know how to play this stuff so good? And we heard Scott Campbell on drums, and Scott Campbell joined our band after our drummer Gus left. He couldn't stay in the band. He was in medical school, and I really feel like when Scott joined our band, it kicked us into gear. And he was the blues man that really, he gave me a Slim Harpo record and says, you got to get into the blues, man. And I said, nah, George Jones and Gene Vincent, I'm not a blues guy. but through him and James Harmon and Hollywood Fats, all that Southern California stuff with Blowing Up Kid Ramos, I just kind of latched onto it, man, and just tried to tag along with it. That's what I was just trying to do.
Yeah. And okay, one last question, then we get to Big Sandy. But when you play your solos, like I'm going to comment basically, but I get all excited. I'm a pretty rational guy, but like when you do a do-do-do, do-do-do, and then you keep doing it over and over again, and then you make a face, and then you bend, and then like the drummer explodes with it at the same time.
It's like sex.
Yeah, stop that, Robert.
It is.
Very lucky again, man. I'm a repetitious type player. I don't know all the licks or anything, but you hear me playing one lick over and over, it's just because I'm trying to get it right.
Really?
And I've had so many great people. Okay, Thomas Yearsley on the bass.
Yeah.
He's one of the first guys that ever got out there with an electrified upright bass, and he really paved the way for a lot of that stuff that's going on, in my opinion. And he can follow me like nobody else can.
Yes.
We grew up together. We started out in high school together, and he's got incredible tone. He's the greatest guy. We're still best of friends, and we're still, the Paladins are still going. I lost count of how many years it is, but it's been a long time. Yeah. So we're very fortunate we got to do all that stuff like we did, and get around, and we've run into Robert quite a bit in the last few years. We've started getting on a lot of the same festivals together, and Big Sandy, the same deal. You have all these great people in your band, but for one reason or another, people have to come and go now and then, and but somehow
you have that one guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and Brian Fahey too now. The great
Brian is so perfect.
He's been with us for over 20 years now, and he's the greatest too. And talk about somebody that can follow a soloist. And he's a swing dude. He's a rockabilly cat, but he really plays a lot of blues too. And he can follow. Those guys just can follow me, and I don't know, because I'm lost. Don't follow me, I'm lost.
Doesn't look like it to me. Doesn't look like
they're the greatest.
Man,
Dave, whether you realize it or not, I know I'm speaking for hundreds and hundreds of people. You have influenced so many people, like Tom, myself. I mean, Paul, countless people. Along the way, you were so sweet to me. I couldn't believe how nice you were when I met you, and you always took the time to. For a little advice, or even just a moment to be friendly. I'm just wondering if that's something you learned. Maybe was there a mentor of yours that you picked that up? Was there somebody that kind of was that sort of guy to you, or is that just the way you are as a person?
I was pleased to meet you when I did back in the day, and a few other people had told me this young cat over here sings really good. He's into this music, and I was like, great, man. We need more good singers. Please let me meet you. And, back then all these people were coming up. There was so many, just like Bailey was saying, there's so many good bands around. You're honored that you could be on a bill with some of these great bands, or, open up for them and or talk to them. And I saw what you did when you put your guys together, man. And you got that first, with TK, you guys were insane, man. You guys I love Blue Caps. You guys came in with.
Dave, as much as I appreciate that,
yeah,
you have been the way you've been to me, to hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of other people. It's not just me, man. You are just that way. And
very lucky.
I just wondered if you were just brought up that way. Did you have a guy like that, or like an older brother, or maybe some other band you used to go see who took you under their wing, or
we're froze up a little bit.
You there, Dave?
A lot of good early. I got great other people, but did you lose me?
Well, for a little bit.
Maybe just.
I thought you were just pausing to consider the question.
No, I don't know what's going on over here. I live near Austin, Texas, in a beautiful place called Driftwood, Texas, and we don't have very good reception out here on the mobile phones and on the internet. So if you lose me. Okay, maybe play one of the old videos, or let Bailey.
Oh, hey. He's
back.
Okay. Okay. We got
you
you,
there,
Dave.
I can hear you guys fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got
We got you now.
Now we can.
Okay, let's carry on.
Let's carry
Yes.
on.
It's
What I'm going to do,
around.
I'm going to shut my sound off now, so there's less going through the input, and somebody can take it. I just want to have somebody focus on him.
I have a few comments and one question. So Dave, I want to tell you I'm a big fan.
Yes, sir.
I'm a little younger than these guys, but I've seen the Paladins in 3 different states. And in El Paso, you guys, all 3 of you took the time to sign my stuff. It's awesome. And then in Nashville, you guys took my request and you killed it on Good Lovin'. You hadn't played it in years. So now, as a guitar player, I also just want to ask you, man, what got you started on just playing guitar alone, you know? Like, even just being a beginner. I know we talked about your inspirations and stuff, but like,
it's a long story, but I tell you, I was very fortunate. Everybody in my family and in my neighborhood, my cousins, everybody played music. My grandmother was married to a musician that was in Stan Kenton's band. So when I went over to her house as a little kid, she said, "Oh, you want to play guitar? You better listen to this B.B. King record. You know, here's this guy named Chris Montgomery. You better check out his tone." And I was very lucky. I had a cousin, Greg Leach, that, you know, was about 15 years older than me. And, you know, he played the blues. He gave me a Freddie King record when I was in 8th grade. And it changed my life, really seriously changed my life. And luckily, you know, my dad, my uncles, I had Uncle George, they all played country guitar and loved country western music. And then my mom was rock and roll all the way, man, Rolling Stones and Beatles. And,
awesome.
And she still rocks, you know, she's still with us and she's still fully a rock and roll gal. And so I was glad to be able to mix it all up. And when I met Thomas Yearsley, you know, he played guitar and I played bass and we switched. You know, he had a B.B. King record and I had a B.B. King record and we had Elvis records and we just went from there. And like I said, you know, we saw Hollywood Fats, we saw Kid Ramos, we saw Junior Watson, we saw all these cats, Anson Thunderbird, of course, the fabulous Thunderbirds blew our minds. We opened for them at the Golden Bear right down the street from you guys. And I saw Albert King there a few times and, you know, just went on from there, man, really. And then like you said, buddy, that we played in a lot of different states. We lucked out. Back then you could get on the road, you know, you could get in your van or your car and take off and pick up gigs. And, you know, I say we toured 1 million miles for $1 a gallon.
Hey, you know, well, now you can't do that. None of us can. But what we can do is hey, Dave, this is the way we can do it. Can you play us?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Can you play us something right now, man?
Please,
can you do
sir.
Well, it's funny you're asking about that because back in the day when we first started out, one of our very first touring cars was a beat up old '59 Cadillac, but we resurrected it and got it to roll down the road. We had to drive it at night because it had the James Bond smokescreen option on it, so we could really feel good about driving it in the day. But we tore up the desert in that thing, and I finally got around to writing a song about it, and I want to sing it for you right now. It's called the El Dorado 59. Here it is.
Dave Gonzalez, everybody.
If you were only mine, I wouldn't waste no time. I'd have to show you all around. If it was meant to be, then you could plainly see we really have to pay the town. I wouldn't spare a dime, I treat you oh so fine. I'd get you every little thing you need, and you will really shine. My Eldorado 59. But I don't have you yet. You're so now it will be long. I'm gonna walk the line till I can make you mine. I'll keep waiting for that for sale sign. And when the day comes true, I'm gonna pause for you. We're really gonna have a time. I'll drive you all around. I'll put the white top down, and all the chicks are gonna stand in a line. And you will really shine. My Eldorado 59. There it is.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Wait a minute now. Well, there's been so much that's been going on with you over the years, leading up to a beautiful point in your life with Susanna. Tell us a little bit about that, and then maybe we can hear something from you two together.
I came out here to Austin, Texas, because my dearest great friend Chris Gaffney was sick. And I had a band together with him. I was a big fan of his for a long time. And as everybody, many of you know, the Hacienda Brothers. And it was a dream come true for me as a songwriter and to learn to be a better sideman and to be a better singer. He was a great singer. Anyways, he was sick. I came out here to Austin to round up the troops and do some benefit shows to help Chris with his medical. And kept coming back. We really loved coming to Austin. And it took a long time. I was touring and doing all kinds of stuff after Gaff passed on. I got with a great guy who helped me out through all that, Mike Barfield, and we had the Stone River Boys band going for a while, and we were doing benefit shows and tours to help Chris's wife and his family and Chris's stuff. Anyways, one time Gaff mentioned to me, just in passing, we were going to Austin, he said,
come on now, come on. System coming up. Be patient.
Just when I was looking, we met up, and I was still living in California, moving around, touring all the time. Paladins had gotten back together. We got real busy there for a while too after our new record came out. But finally, Susanna and I finally started dating, and we just really recently got married and moved over here to Driftwood, Texas. So I'm an import now. I'm a brand new Texan, wannabe Texan, but it's wonderful. She's been here since the early 90s, and darling, come on over here now. So we made a little record together, and she had made a couple in the past, and this is what we're doing now. We're playing together now and then. And here's Susanna Van Tassel, everybody, now known as Susanna Gonzalez.
Welcome.
She's wonderful. And if you got enough time for us to do just a little bit of one of our songs that we wrote really recently.
Love it.
Do it.
It's called The Sky Blue. Thank you very much. You ready, sweetheart? Here we go. You make my every dream come true. The skies are clear when I'm with you. The cloudy days are far away. You make my every sky turn blue. You make the heartaches disappear too. You wash away my every tear. The things you do prove love is true. You make my every sky turn blue. I can't forget the day I first laid eyes on you. But I think it's true. So many reasons for why I feel this way. That's why we count our blessings every day. You make my every dream come true. The skies are clear when I'm with you. The cloudy days are far away. You make my every sky turn blue. You make my every sky turn blue.
Oh man, that is so beautiful there.
Thank you, Dave.
You know what, Dave? I'm not sure what happened here, but I would like to. You know what? we have never gotten such a response for announcing a guest to be on the show. I mean, people were sharing it like crazy. I know you told me you got all these people, your phone was blowing up, or Dave, we need to revisit this.
Many phone calls in months.
Dave, we need to revisit this.
Yes, please, sir.
And I don't know if I'm going to go against what these guys. Maybe these guys don't agree with me. Would you be willing to revisit this? Have you as a guest? Only you. Next weekend, just you.
Well,
I know.
I don't know. I would love to do it, gentlemen. Next weekend's 4th of July weekend.
Okay. Well, I will talk to you about some other time.
You're bigger than America, man.
Hey. No, sir, but thank you guys. You're doing a great thing. It's cool that you're doing the show. I know the Reverend Horton Heat, another great friend of ours, is getting ready to do his show. I do not want to step on his time zone there.
Dave, I'm going to be talking to you because the people want more.
Yeah.
Whenever you can. But I'll hand it back to Tom. But thank you so much for being on the show, my friend.
Thanks for reaching out. We've just been hunkering down over here, and we wish everybody all the best during these really crazy, strange times. But we all got to be really cautious, and it's not over yet, So we got to just hang in there and hunker down. That's what we're doing.
Amen.
God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much.
Dave.
We'd love to have you back again sometime. We've got to get you back, sir. Thank you.
Be my pleasure. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Okay, we'll see.
God bless you, Dave.
Later, Dave.
Adios.
Thank you, Susanna. Adios, amigo. Freddie Fender.
All right, guys. So that's about it for our show. Let's Big Sandy, where does everyone have to go now? They got to go to.
We are going to all take a little trip over to stageit.com. Look at that T-shirt. The Reverend Horton Heat. They've been doing these great shows as the Jimbos. It's well worth visiting. I'll see you over there. I'm going. I already have my ticket. We'll see you. Paul, Tom, thank you guys so much. We thank Dave Stuckey. We thank Tom Kenny. We thank Bailey D. And, oh, my good Lord, Dave Gonzalez. We really do have to have him back.
We got to get him on there.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
We'll work out some of the issues with the connection.
Hey, man.
But people want to hear him.
It is. Hey, but that's the way the interweb goes, and thank you very much for being patient, everybody. That's great. One other thing, you got Jax has got a show tomorrow. It's look at that, Eddie Clendenning. What's he doing? Roots.
They are doing the Roots of Sun Records.
Yes.
Eclectic American Roots, and you can look for that at Stellar. What is it? Stellar Shows and
Stellar Shows.
Stellar Productions.
Stellar Shows. Shit.
You can find it. Anyways, friends, that's it. We're going to put up some music. Thank you very much for watching West Coast Ramble. And we're going to try to see maybe we get Dave Gonzalez back, man. That was so good. We'll work on the internet connection. Thank you, Bailey D. We got to get you back, too. We just don't have enough time to make this show everything we want to get everybody in. So we'll see you next week, and we'll do another one. And, hey, how about a little bit of music?
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And let me give us our logo out. And that's it. We'll see you.
I'm out of here.